What's up, everybody? You are tuned to Keeping It Real with Leela, live on Hits 92.3. It is Wednesday. It is hump day. I am here. life. It's crazy because I've really been trying to just figure out how to juggle all this. I'm trying to really just stay balanced. I be so tired. Like, I haven't even really been putting my energy into this like I should be. I just be like, I know Wednesday coming. I don't be promoting or nothing. Like, I just be really tired. Like, when I'm off, I work 6 days a week. When I'm off on Sundays, I have to drive to Augusta to take my son home. So it's like, that's a 4-hour trip. Yes. So it's like, I don't really have no downtime. By the time I get off work, I'm going to pick my son up and then going home, doing homework, cooking dinner, da-da-da-da. By the time I get good and situated with that, it's time for me to go to bed.
Right.
And do it all over again. So I just been trying to really find some balance. I still work in the daytime, still working the nighttime. Not every day. I try to dumb it down to like 2 days a week. That's all I can give them folks. Because after that, it's just like ridiculous. So, yeah, I'm just, I do appreciate everybody that's still tuning in and still bearing with me, because I know I be like, this be getting the bare minimum of me. And I'm still doing good. So I just know when I am able to put all my energy into it, it's going to really be a lot better. Because right now, I just be like, look, I got to stay sane. So I got to, juggle it the best way that I can. So that's all I'm doing, is juggling it.
And that's all that's expected, to do it the best way you can.
Right. Because it ain't no book. I mean,
Yeah.
I just got to figure it out.
For your situation, you have to figure out what works for you.
Right.
Yes.
Right. So today we are talking about sexual experiences, just all around. I was going to title it, How I Regret Being So Sexually Experienced at an Early Age. But then I started thinking about how we could really just hit on everything. I have a friend, I really need to get in contact with her because I really want to do a segment on it. She's been celibate for years. Like, I really want to say, like, it's been years. I know I could say, at least off the top of my head, since my oldest son was a baby or maybe a toddler, and he's finna be 8. So it's been a very long time. She's stuck to it, and I'm just kind of like, she hasn't been completely not sex before marriage. But when I think about just in general, I used to be so against it. Like, no, I gotta sleep with you before I get married to you. But when I really think about it and get down to it, it's like, that's because I am sexually experienced. If both of y'all are coming in and neither one of y'all have had any sexual experiences, y'all are learning and teaching each other everything, I really do think that would be the best way. Because now it's just like, I think about my sexual life and I talk to other people, and like earlier today, I was talking to me, my mom, my sister, and her boyfriend. We all have a group chat or whatever. And we was just pretty much talking. So my mom was telling us that my little brother has a girlfriend now. So me and my sister like, oh, really? So he didn't tell us that. So my mom was like, oh, she'd be kind of listening to their conversations or whatever. She was just like, oh my God, what's next? So I was like, sex. Duh.
And how old is he?
He's 13. She was like, at 13? No. I'm like, yeah, that's what's coming next. Like, he's good to be not sexually active at 13, because nowadays in this generation, you be 11 and 12, and they and they talk about and don't even know what's going on. They just know that's that. Like, that's the hole you put it in, so that's what's gonna happen.
Right.
So my sister was like, she's 18. She was like, sex? Like, how did your brain just jump from girlfriend to sex? And she was like, well, what about foreplay? And I said, well, foreplay is part of sex. That's not something that's supposed to be a part of sex every time. Right, that's the whole. And she was like, oh yeah, you're right. And I'm just like, well, thinking back to, I lost my virginity at almost 15, you know what I'm saying? And that sexual experience to years later, and those sexual experiences to thinking about, okay, my sister's 18, her sexual experiences, and then when my younger sister that's 24, when she first moved here and she was 18, and trying to teach her to learn her body. And it's just like, because not 90% of men, they're going to get their sexual pleasure completely every single time. And we're going to be the ones left out. So I be trying to, like, even with my little cousin and her friends and stuff, like, I'll talk to them about it. Like, everybody just be like, oh, she's crazy, or oh, she's a Scorpio, or oh, she sells sex toys. But I'm just like, yeah, like, what is the point of having sex and not getting anything out of it?
Right.
It's like the young generation, not even really, I can't even say the young generation, which is sad, just people, period. They don't even, it's like they don't put no effort into it.
I think because the way that we were raised, especially if you come from a biblical background, it's only so much you talk about for the bedroom.
True. Nobody talks about it.
Right, and in the bedroom, that's what stays in the bedroom. So there's no teaching from mother to daughter about, what to expect or what not to do, or what to do. Like, there's no, because that topic is so taboo. It's like, I don't want you to think about it. Close your eyes, close your ears, close your mouth. Like, I don't want you to even be associated around it. And the reality is, it's everywhere, because they're around the opposite sex all day long. For school, then after school, then sports, then when they're on the field trips, then when they, graduation night, or whatever the case may be, it's there. So the best thing to do is just teach them the right way. Like, okay, when are you learning your body? Do you feel some sort of way right now? Because
I was just saying
I was a little nervous when I had my first experiences, even throughout the years, as to what to expect, because everybody was different.
Yeah.
And then it was just like, am I really getting satisfied? How do I know? Like, it's just so many questions. Like, people ask me still now, like, how do you know when you orgasm? How do you know? Like, baby, when you know.
You know, right.
There's not going to be a question
about it, right.
You're going to know.
Right. But I've heard, like, when I first started getting into selling sex toys and stuff like that, and I started reading up on stuff and listening to stuff on YouTube and stuff, and a lot of women are 30 and 40 and never even had an orgasm before.
Yeah, I know.
And I think that's beyond crazy.
I hear about that, and you know what? I can tell you I was one of those people. Because I'll be 39 next month. I was one of those people.
I had no idea.
Yeah, I was one of those people. Up until about 33.
Wow.
I never experienced it.
But
I wasn't active like that, but when I was, it was still like,
what is this?
What's next? Like,
right.
This is.
But do you think that's because you didn't know your body, or they weren't like, if you really think about it, and you have a conversation, it could be a group of women, and you can ask every woman pretty much, are they sexually satisfied, or if they aren't, will they say something? Most of them are not going to say nothing.
Right.
They be like, I ain't going to say nothing, or I never understood in my brain why women say they fake it. Why?
Well, I've never faked it, but I won't say anything. Like,
why?
They'll know.
Why? Because of your energy?
Because, it's just be like...
But why do you feel the need not to say nothing?
Because they don't really be important enough to say something. Like, if I wanted to help train you...
No, but what I'm saying is...
doing this with you, then it would be a teachable moment. Like,
right.
Next time, you might want to, but if it's just like... Dude, you were trash. I'm never doing this again. I don't.
Okay. Because that's what I was gonna say. So why not? Right. So, because I was finna be like, so explain to me why you not saying nothing. Because a lot of people be like, oh, I don't want to hurt his feelings or this or that, and I'm like, no, who cares about your feelings?
Yeah, if I'm not serious about you, I don't really care about your feelings like that. It's like, it was trash. I'm never gonna do it again.
Right.
Whatever. Because they do us like that. Yeah,
right.
They do us like that. And then why women would fake it is because they care about somebody. Like, I've never done that, because the times that was trash, it was just, I'm done. Like, but the times that I've experienced it, it was like, you got it. Like, bring that again, sir.
Right.
Rewind.
Right. Let's bring it back every time.
Exactly.
Baby boy.
Let's rewind. Click. Let's do this 5 more times.
Right. But it's crazy because, like, I really just I really think that a lot of women don't know their bodies. Right. They don't know what to say they like or don't like.
And that was one of my things. It's like, because I didn't know what to expect, I didn't know that there was another level.
Right.
And then,
so you weren't taught about sex.
Right. Okay. Exactly. It was like really taboo. And growing up in the church, there was no class, no nothing. It's like, if you get in a relationship, you better court to be married. Like, it wasn't anything of, okay, I see y'all getting a little fast. Let's bring this in.
Let's talk about this. Yeah, right. And like, see, that's the one thing that I can say that I did appreciate about my mother. Like my sister was saying earlier, that her friends pretty much told her that she's too close to our mom. And she was just like, what? Like, you know, and they were like, well, you know, your mom knows about you being on birth control or that you're drinking or whatever. And it's just like, I mean, your mom doesn't. Like, you're going to do it anyway. Right. So why not? You know what I'm saying? As soon as my mother found out I was sexually active, so what's this? You know, you're going to get on birth. Ain't no babies coming up in here. But I didn't want no babies anyway. But because she was a teen mom, it was just like, that was a no-no. And I was like, that's fine because I don't want kids anyway. But it was funny because, like, my friend actually made me tell my mom that I was sexually active. Like, she pretty much had gotten into a lot of trouble for keeping it from her mom. And she was just like, you didn't tell your mom. Your mom's cool and she's open. And, you know, you at least have that advantage to be able to talk to your mom. And I was just like, no, I'm not telling my mama that. Like, fuck no. And she was like, you're going to tell her? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And she was like, when she gets home, I'm going to tell her. And I was like, oh, we're going to fight. Like, what do you mean you're going to tell her? And my mama walked in the house and she was like, Mom, please want to say something. I'm like, whoa, you are buggy. And I'm just like, my heart beat fast. Like, is she really finna play with me like that? And then I'm like, my mom was like, what's up? What y'all want? And then I was like, we don't want nothing. She was like, Tanisha got to tell you something. And my mom was like, what? You having sex? And I was like, whoo. She made it so easy. Yeah, girl, that's what I was finna say. She was like, oh, I knew that already. And it was just like, right. And I was just like, it was funny because like when my mom was gone and I was getting to that age where I started being curious, I lived with my grandmother, but pretty much under the rules of my aunt. And my aunt was like strict, like if you think about having sex, I'm going to know as soon as you walk in the door. So it made me afraid. It was like, in real life, she's not going to know when you walk in the door. But in my mind, she made me really think like, damn, she's really going to know when I walk in the door. Exactly. So it made it a fear. And then with my mom, our relationship was so tarnished when she got home and I came back. You know what I'm saying? And it's like when I came back and everything was in the flow, I was a teenager already. So my mind had already been to like, oh, okay, kissing and touching. Okay, so what's next? You know what I'm saying? So it's like we were past that. So I don't want to do that anymore. So what comes after that? So it was just like I was glad that I was able to be like, okay, my mom knows I'm sexually active. Okay, I want to go get on birth control. I don't have to sneak and try to figure it out. And seeing other friends try to sneak and do this and do that. Or, you know what I'm saying? It's already hard enough as a teenager to have sex. You got to go to this person's house or that person's house. Or we sneaking it. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get caught because you be everywhere trying to do it. And it's just like, what's going on? But what we never had conversations like, do you know your body or do this or do that? You know what I'm saying? Like, as we got older, we made jokes that I was more experienced than she was on certain stuff. And it was like, oh, what? Like, what the hell's going on? Yeah. But when, you know, I kind of was like, oh, you know, when you're older, certain things were not taught back then or like she wasn't taught about, you know, like everybody was pretty much like, oh, you're pregnant at 16. Like, that's kind of when it was like, okay. It ain't no talking about it now. It's done. The baby's coming. Exactly. Like, Exactly. So I'm glad that she at least let it be known, like, for me to be comfortable. Even if I wasn't comfortable, my friend kind of read the situation like, you're not going to get in trouble if you talk to her. Right. It's better to talk to her than to get caught like me. That's how much she was like, don't get caught like me. Right. Like, your mama walked in on you like, no. So I was like, I respected that at the point. But the way she did it was like, you just threw me under the bus. Yeah. I was pissed. Yeah. I was pissed.
With friends like that, you just gotta love them.
Right.
She meant
well. Right,
just,
she did.
Yeah, her approach was a little amateur.
Well, I mean, we was 15, so it was just like, girl, you better tell your mama what's going on. Yeah. And I do appreciate it. But now that I'm older, it's like, you know, not really with my little sister. I haven't really had those conversations with her on like, do you know your body and this and that. But with my little cousin and then with my other little sister, like we've had those conversations like, well, do you do this? And then it's just like, you know, even just talking to friends and talking to, like, you know, with me selling sex toys, I have a lot of different conversations with people and friends, and just different women used to ask me different questions, or I used to do like the YouTube videos and talk about how this works or how that works, or like if I do know, like, oh, well, this is how you use this, or this is my favorite one, or this works like this, or that works like that. And just really just having conversations with women, like, a lot of women don't know their body. Right. Showtime.
Baby boy,
right. You stop messing up my life. But it's like, how do you open up that communication to talk to people who really don't know? It's like, we really a lot of people, I can't even say women, because, you know, men, they deserve to be pleased as well. Like, right. How do you have that conversation with people to open up and tell people what you like and don't like? Or
that is probably still, unless it's a different group of women, it's still going to be a little bit taboo. Me personally, I don't really like talking about a lot of sexual stuff openly. Like, I'll talk to my homegirls about it, or I'll just say something, but I'll make some jokes or whatever. But to be really deep and intimate about experiences and stuff, like.
But I think that's good for people.
Yeah, I think it would have been too if I started out just a little bit earlier and got a little bit more comfortable with talking about it. But, like, I still, like, have a reserve of just, you know.
Do you think that's because of your upbringing?
It is.
Okay.
It definitely is.
Because I'm very open with it.
It definitely is.
But my mama is ridiculous. So.
Yeah, it definitely is. I don't like downplay my upbringing. I don't feel bad about it. It's just that's how I was taught to do or to say or to speak, and, you know, just keep it classy and be tactful and stuff like that. So if a conversation comes up and it get a little raunchy, I mean, I might give my 2 cents, but I'm not gonna be like, well, girl, let me tell you what I like. I'm not gonna go to that extent to be like, when he pulled down them pants, like, I'm not gonna be that deep into, but I'll oblige a little bit in the conversation.
I think that it's good for people to just kind of talk about it, and I've even been in group conversations where you help each other out. You know what I'm saying? You might make the next person feel comfortable with doing this or doing that, or giving tips. You know, like when I talk to my friends, like one of my friends, she's married, and I'll be like, you don't do this or that, but you're married. Like, how long are y'all gonna keep on doing that?
Right.
When is it gonna be something else? When is it gonna go to the next level? Because you're gonna get bored. Both of y'all are gonna get bored eventually.
And see, that's where, I don't know. I'm learning a lot more than I used to know. And I'm not in a relationship, but I do a lot of research, and I listen to a lot of people. And that is one of the things that they always say, like, communication, finance, and your sexual intimacy, you have to always keep them up, and to keep it interesting, and
like, for real, because how can you expect to be with somebody forever?
Forever and doing the same thing, or it just not trying to experience other things within what you believe.
Right.
Like, it's just, I don't know. I think that the more I learn about it, the more I understand that it's a necessity.
Yes, it is.
It's
very much
a necessity.
So is.
It's healthy.
Right.
Like, for your body, it's healthy for your heart.
Right.
Like, it's healthy for your emotions. Like,
it's healthy for
half of y'all might not need to smoke all the weed.
Right. You might need to get one on. Right. Exactly. Right.
Calm your nerves a little bit. You know, we ain't gonna call no that, but just.
But that's how it be. Like, I really do think that just I listen to Kev on Stage and Miss Kev on Stage, and they're both very churchy and just. Yes. But she's more conservative, and he's more like, yeah, babe, what's up? You know what I'm saying? So it's funny just listening to the conversations. But they have this app they suggested, and it's called like an intimacy app. And it's not just, it teaches pretty much, it touches on things that you wouldn't even think to do. And sometimes it doesn't even, it might start you off with a conversation, and then the next question might tell you to do this to your partner or do that to your partner. Or, you know what I'm saying? The next question might turn into foreplay. So it pretty much works you up. Like, y'all might have a couple hours of just a whole intimacy, because people think that intimate means just sex, and it's not always about that.
Exactly.
So it's pretty much like the app. I ran through it. I haven't really successfully played it yet, but just but reading the questions and just listening to how they talked about it is just I think that is good. And because they're married and they've been married like 15 years, they kind of touch on like older people. And like you say, they were brought up in church, so it's more conservative. Like she was talking about how he's the only person that she's ever been with. So they were having a conversation one day, and it was just talking about basically like how you say it wasn't taught and it wasn't talked about. So she was pretty much taught no sex before marriage. So her brain basically was like, so you want me to be a virgin all my life until I say I do, then that night I'm supposed to have sex.
Right. To understand
that's not
what
fair.
To do.
Right,
yeah.
right. I don't know what to do. I don't know. And then so they were basically saying the battle was like, when they first started having sex, it was more so like
out of formality.
Yeah, he started getting bored. Like, well, such and such used to do this, and what are you doing? And she just like, I'm not comfortable with that. And he was just kind of like getting frustrated. And it's just like, with me being in the industry that I've been in the entertainment business for so long, and I've seen and I've had so many conversations with married men on I'm curious to know why this or why that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't talk to married men, but just sometimes they really come in there for a conversation because they're not getting just a small bit of conversation at home, or a small bit of attention at home, or you have some.
Sad.
It's sad. I'm not every entertainer
spend money just to have a conversation.
Right. Every entertainer has their different way of making money. It's a lot of women who, I'm not a talker. I really be like, sir, like, what's up? I don't care to talk to you. Like, I'm not your wife. It's not my job. But some women, they'll sit there and they might rub his head, or just everything that he's missing from home, and it has nothing to do with sex.
Right.
It's just the attention. Right. When the last time the man got his head rubbed?
Right.
He don't even remember. I've asked some men, like, when the last time you slept with your wife? They don't even remember. So you think that he's not going to wander somewhere else? You think that that's actually fair?
Yeah.
It's not.
It definitely is not. I wouldn't want that.
Right. So I'm just saying, like, I mean, I'm never going to have that problem when I get married, because I'm a sexual person. So I'm going to be looking at you like, what are you doing? Because do you think that day 3 is finna go by? I don't think so, sir. So it's like,
day 2.
Right.
24 hours has
you're
hit,
itching on, you're about to get in trouble.
Yeah. It's been 25 hours.
Right. So what's up? Right. But I understand, sometimes it's like, okay, work and kids and school this and tired that. But you have to make time. Yeah. You have to make time for yourself, for your partner.
And why is that? Because I hear a lot of people to say that there's always something going on, and they barely get stuff in. They barely get time in with intimacy with their partner. But there's a lot of extra time that's not accounted for. Like, either watching TV, sports, on social media.
And a lot of people, right, exactly. But that comes into like, okay, I know with having kids, and it is a lot harder when you have kids. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. To be like, okay, y'all need to go to bed now. But I'm like, sneak off if it's that serious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you have
to make it adventurous.
Right. You have to make, if we sneaking off for 5 minutes to get it in right quick, that's just what it needs to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but you have to find that time for yourselves, and that does bring a little bit of spice. Mm-hmm. Like, that's my slogan for keeping it spicy in a world full of novelty. You have to keep it spicy in your relationship. You have to make sure that your partner. People think that men are the only ones who need sexual attention all the time, and I'm like, no, I'm one of those women who I got my hand raised. Like, what's up? Like,
I mean,
hello.
Honey, it's time to move some stuff in the attic. Kids, we'll be back.
Right, exactly.
Y'all hear the rumbling and the tumbling. We in the attic.
We moving boxes. Right.
So, as long as we don't fall through the ceiling, we good.
Mind your business, right? Because for real, like, but I think that after like a certain age of your children, it's kind of like, okay, mind your business. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Or at a certain age, they should be in the bed. Yeah. If I'm tired and you're tired and we have to take out 30 minutes to ourselves, that is important. Yeah. you should never let days and days and days go by.
And I think it's more to it than just the sexual part.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Intimacy is more than just that.
Like, even if you gotta sneak away to just have a conversation or go in the back porch and do whatever, like,
if we take out 30 minutes to just give each other attention every day, I don't see why that's, you know what I'm saying, a problem.
Yeah, and I hear a lot of it. They say they can't do it, and for me, and as passionate as I am and emotional as I am, I wouldn't want my partner to feel less than or to feel neglected for whatever reason. Even if I'm butt tired, like, I'd still be like, okay,
yeah,
what are we doing?
But that also,
and then as soon as we done, I'm like,
right. But to me, it's like what I've learned I'm not the same person. Like, if you ask the person that I was just in a relationship before the person I'm in a relationship now, he's not going to tell you the same thing. Mm-hmm. He's going to tell you, we did argue, like, okay, it's day 4, and I'm just looking at him like, so, nigga, I'm about to go to sleep. Like, what are you telling me that for? I don't care. Yeah. So it's like, it's not really, to me, it's like, you have to make sure you don't get to that point with your partner where you don't care. Right. Where I don't care, I'm going to sleep, and I could care less what you got going on or how you feel. Do it yourself, sir, because I'm going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. I'm just saying. Because, there it is. Right. So it's because you have to want to do it. So the people who saying that they don't have time to do it, they're not making the time to do it. Yeah. And
they're getting it done.
Exactly. But my thing is that takes more energy.
But see, and with all the truth that brings, they still do it.
Yeah, I know.
With all the truth that it's like a second job, and they still do it.
Exactly. Like, why are you putting your energy? But really, I hate to say it, but a lot of women, we can be prudes and stick in the muds. And you don't want to rub his head when you're tired. And I can say that because I've been like that. Like, sir, get away from me. I don't feel like it. I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
See,
but that's because I didn't feel. I'm not affectionate anyway.
I'm touchy feely. I'm just like all over. Like,
I'm not.
Sir, can you bring that over here?
Right.
Please? Let me.
You have to, but you have to make me feel that way. If I have that, if I feel that way about you, you're always gonna, like, when I tell my boyfriend I'm not affectionate, he'd be like, really? I'd be like, yes, I'm not. He'd be like, okay, like, whatever. I don't know that. But it's like, you don't know that person because you don't give me that vibe. You don't make me feel like, nigga, get out my face. Right. But, you know what I'm saying, relationships before, or I've always noticed that when things got bad, that's the first thing that shut down. Oh, I don't want to have sex with you. Because why, if you think about, like I tell people all the time, like, sex is not supposed to be uncomfortable. So if I don't like you, or we're arguing, or I'm trying to block out my thoughts of you while we having sex, I don't want to have sex with you because it's not comfortable.
When I tell you, I was just talking to a friend about that, and it's like, I've never ever experienced something that I experienced, and then when I did, I'm like, ugh.
Right.
Like, and you want me to do that again? Me?
No.
Me, like, sir, like, I almost vomited. Like, I don't. It's just, if I'm not there, I'm not there.
Right.
And I'm emotional, so I'm pretty much, if we doing what we're supposed to do, I'm there.
Right.
But if I'm not there, there's just,
and that's because you're not comfortable.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, it's the weirdest feeling in the world. The weirdest feeling.
I'm not an emotional woman. I'm a man in a woman body. So I don't know how that feels. But I do have a lot of friends that are like that, and people that I know who are emotional, and that's what I'm saying. Like, when you're not comfortable, like when I tell people about work, I don't like working at clubs that are touchy-feely, handsy clubs. Don't touch me. I'm sorry if that's what you think that dancers are supposed to. Don't do that, because it makes me uncomfortable. I tell people straight up, I don't come to work to get molested. Don't touch me. That's uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? That's just like, just because we're grown and this is what we do, doesn't mean that I want you to make me feel uncomfortable. Right. It's supposed to be it's supposed to be a visual thing for you. Don't touch me. If that's what you want to do, then go somewhere or go to somebody who you know is going to allow that.
Right.
But I feel like it's a whole, like, sex is a whole thing. It's so many different types. You know what I'm saying? People don't look at oral sex like as sex. They don't look at it like that. I don't know why they don't, but they don't.
Yes, that's a whole nother monster. Like,
right, but it's
talking about taboo, like, come from just talking about sex and then you oral sex.
Right.
Like
what? Right.
Literally.
Right.
Like,
but like, yeah. Like, you see,
I was serious. Like it was definitely weird for me for years. I ain't gonna lie. Like I would be like, no. Like seriously.
Put it in your mouth.
I would be knowing left and right, up and down. I ain't care. Worth of 2 cents. Like seriously.
Right. Open up your mouth, girl. That's funny.
Like,
but I don't understand why people think that does not come along with sex.
I think because of the conversation again, how you talk about it, how you introduce it, how if.
But after a certain age, it shouldn't be introduced. It should just be.
No, it definitely had to be introduced the right way for me to even step in those realms. Okay, it was one person who definitely introduced it the right way.
But that's because you made it comfortable. Because you were comfortable. Exactly. That goes back to that comfortable.
Exactly.
Like I had that conversation with my little sister when she first moved here. Like I said, she was 18 and she was sexually active but not sexually experienced. So I had to have a conversation with her one night because I told her basically, you want to date older men who are in their 30s. What do you think that he's gonna want? You're a teenager. This man is all kind of experienced. You know what I'm saying? So how do you can't expect him to not eventually want this from someone else. Just like I had to tell, because she was dating one of my friends, I was very upset about it. But I had to tell him the same thing. You can't expect this from her because you know she's not experienced.
Right.
You know that you're dating a baby. Mm-hmm. What do you expect? You can't expect what this 30-year-old over here doing to you than an 18-year-old. It's a totally different experience. So I had to make her let her guard down and get comfortable with learning yourself in order to take it to the next level with something. If you feel like this is your man and you don't want him doing this or that, or just the simple fact of, okay, I'm ready to try something different. Right. You know, she's just like, what do I do? And I'm just like, I can talk to you and I can tell you what to do, but it's still going to be your own experience. I'm not going to be there like, yeah, girl, do that. So it's like, it's still all to me about comfortability.
Right.
But that's why I really think that it's important for everybody to know themselves, because if you don't know what you're comfortable with, or you don't know yourself, how do you go about it?
That's definitely true. I have to get to know myself, because to just be thrown in it and then not really knowing what to do, it makes stuff difficult. It makes you question, like, is this what it is? I don't want to do this anymore.
Right.
But then you see so many people having fun. It's like, well, where's my fun? Like,
right.
You know, how am I going to understand how to please and be pleased?
Right. See, that's how it was. Like the guy who took my virginity, I knew that's not what I used to be like. This is not what y'all girls is at school fighting each other for. This cannot be.
When I tell you, it was like,
no. Yeah, I was like
oh, the wood. Like, so
sir, goodbye.
Like 1, 2, 3, I'm done. Where to go?
And I didn't understand, because I was in my mind like, this is the only person that I've ever had sex with. I don't understand why it's boring, because I don't know no different. Yeah. But my brain was really telling me like, this is not what these girls is at school pulling each other's hair out over. And then when I met my first love, it was like, okay, this is what they pulling their hair out. I'm gonna fight you. He's mine. It's my property, and he ain't going nowhere.
My property.
Right. Somebody on my live asked, so in a relationship, do you think that sex should dictate an individual should they stay or leave in a toxic relationship? Now, I don't think that it should, but it does.
Yeah, sex should not be a driving force if you should leave or not. Right.
I have a friend, and she was in a 12-year horrible relationship. Should have left from the first month.
It's like 10 million things out there.
Right. But she was pretty much the experience that he gave her, she had never experienced it before. And whenever they tried to separate and she tried to venture off, nobody ever could make her feel the way he did. So it always made her run back. Because her body was yearning for, like, this is what I need. This is what I'm used to. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, eventually, of course, unfortunately, it took 12 years, but it did get her to the point where she is now, where she still feels like no one has even matched him. But I know that he's not good for me in every other way. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I have to put aside my sexual urges and know that this is not good for me. This is very toxic. But I know a lot of relationships that lasted.
Time that can definitely be a very difficult.
Oh yeah,
and that
she has a very hard time.
That plays on your psyche a lot because you think that's what love is about, and it's
right.
The opposite.
Right.
It's not just the sexual satisfaction. Like, you have to be able to love the person in totality, not just the sexual experience, just to make you stay. Like, I think about like when I was younger, and I think about some of the quote unquote situationships that we just woke up one day like, you're still here months later. It was sexual. It was like, I enjoy having sex with you. When I'm not at work and you're not at work, we're gonna go have sex somewhere, or you know, my house or your house, and then months are gonna go by, and it just, you know what I'm saying. But we never really liked each other. We never got to know each other. It was no connection or nothing. It was just I enjoyed having sex with you. So it's just to the point now where it's just like, I know, I still see, you know what I'm saying, it's not my business, but I still see a lot of people who are in toxic relationships, and I just be in my mind like, it gotta be sex. There's nothing else that could possibly be holding you there in that relationship. Right. Yeah. It must got some good ones out there.
It just has, to me, it has to be,
baby.
Right.
If it's a situation where it's detrimental and it's not peaceful for me, which is why I'm still single.
Right.
I don't care what you gave me in the bedroom.
Yeah, but that's you and your strength.
Right.
Everybody is not strong like that.
Right.
So it's just, and some, you know, like how you say, sex has pretty much not ran your life and ran your world. Like some people, that has been their everything. So you never know, they might feel like, you know, like I look at it, a lot of situations where I look at it like I work in an apartment complex, and half the women that are on Section 8 got this man living up here, and you can't even do this or do that, but you sleeping with somebody though.
Right.
You know, you're sexually active though, but you can't pay your rent on time. Or you can't feed your kids, or you can't comb your daughter's hair, but you got a man living up there with you. And my brain doesn't work like that. I don't understand it, but it's like some people just, that's what I don't get it. I see women coming in there for help and have nowhere to live with 4 kids, and I'm just like, you have a newborn. How? You getting it in though? Yeah. But I don't understand
they equate that to somebody actually
loving
about them and loving them. Yeah.
That's sad.
It really is. It really is. Because love is more than sex.
Right.
Caring about somebody is more than sex.
Right.
Sex is more than sex. Like the intimacy of it, the idea of, you know, just connecting with another person.
Right.
Even if it's a physical touch, it's more to it, because you can tell when you have chemistry with somebody. You can tell when you don't.
Right.
Like, you be like, all right, let's get it 3 minutes over with, boom, and be done.
Right.
Versus somebody you wake up, oh, it's 3 hours later.
What's going on?
Exactly.
Right.
So to me, it's a missing commodity of love and affection that they're seeking. But they're seeking it
the wrong
way.
place. Right.
Yeah.
I think that to me, it's a total package. But that's why I say, like, after just thinking about how I feel and thinking about my experiences and thinking about, you know, talking to friends and talking to strangers, just people don't put in the effort.
Right. That's what it is. It's effort and everything else.
Right. People don't put in the effort. Yeah. Like, I seen a post on Facebook. I meant to screenshot it so I could read it, because it was really was like, that's right. But this guy was just like, pretty much nowadays in this generation, everything is about sex. he was like, what about, becoming friends and getting to know each other, and let's go take a walk in the park, or let's go to the movies, or let's go out to eat and have a real adult conversation. Let's talk about what you plan on doing in 2 years and 5 years and this and that. And I was just like, that is so true. But then my comment was, half people don't know how to have sex anyway.
That's true.
And they was like, you're so right. And I was just like, you're right. The generation is all about sex, but half the people don't even know how to do it.
It's so weird, though. Well, yeah, it's so weird. It was I don't know if it was a conversation or it was just about, I can't even remember, but they were talking about, like, how people, no, this was a comedian, how people would go and look at, pornography, and then they would try it, and, like, are you kidding me? Like, this is what that was Kevin Hart.
Right.
Like, this is what you're trying to bring to me? Like, what are you can't, do you know this is entertainment? Like,
right.
This is,
you can't do that.
Yeah,
right.
Like, there's no way normal people do that. They're actors. Right. They're supposed to be able to do all of that stuff. Oh, I was talking to a friend about that, too.
Yeah, but they're cutting. We don't see everything that it takes. Right. We don't see everything that it takes. But it's just the fact of the matter is, I feel like it all boils down to learning yourself and being with someone that you want to please in a sexual way.
Right.
Being with someone that makes you feel like it's my duty to make sure that you're sexually pleased, as well as not even sexually pleased. You're just pleased and I'm intimate with you. Right. I might take out them 5 minutes to rub your head before we go to sleep at night. Right. Or rub your back because I heard you say your back hurt. Or I know you've been at work all day and I don't even need to hear you say it. I know that it needs to be done.
Right. And it's important to learn the person that you're intimate with, because I've had some crazy,
everybody's not the same sexually.
Yeah, everybody's not the same. And then when you try to do something, what are you doing?
Right.
Oh.
Right, I didn't know that you didn't like that.
RJ like that. Okay, never mind. Let's scratch that one and start back over.
Right. But do you have that conversation? Like, that's the thing. People don't talk about, I like this and I like that, before you have sex with a person. You just kind of throw yourself out there and figure it out.
It's usually a throw yourself out the situation, and then you got to throw a life rafter and bring.
Right.
Ooh, save me from drowning.
Right.
And then it's just like, okay, you didn't like that? All right, we're going to scratch that.
We're not going to do that anymore.
So what do you like?
Right.
Okay, we'll do that next time. Or we'll at least attempt to do that next time.
Right.
Because if I can't do no cartwheel from the ceiling, we might not be able to accomplish what
you're trying to do. Right. And that's why I say, some people, you might like this way, I might like that way.
Right.
Do we have to compromise? Yes, we do.
Mm-hmm.
I think the worst position is wake up in the morning and you're like to the side. This is so horrible. This is lazy. I don't like it. Right.
The side attack.
Right. Like, you halfway sleep. Like, get off of me.
The birds are chirping.
Right. But I don't know. I'm like, do all men like this, or they just don't want to wake up for real? This is garbage. Like, leave me alone.
They don't even want to wake up.
Right, clearly.
They don't. They. It's literally that easy. Like,
right.
Shoot, before I even move my feet, let me just go ahead and.
Right, because he's already ready, because that's just how they wake up. So it's just like, I'm just like, oh, this is garbage, but okay. That's my compromise position. Like, all right, here you go. Just whatever. Because
I don't know. I'm a morning person, so that don't really matter to me.
Oh, I'm not at all.
And see, most of the people that I meet are not morning people. Like, that's just weird to me. Mm-hmm. I don't know, but I'm a morning person. Like, I'm probably up before anybody. Like,
good morning.
Good morning.
Like, hey.
You're finally up.
Right. Right. Now, I can't be like that some mornings, but most of the mornings.
Good morning to you, sir.
Right.
And you.
Right. Hey, how you doing? I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to him. Right. That is definitely true. Some mornings it's like, okay, I'm here. I'm woke. I'm alive. Yeah. So what's up?
Absolutely.
What's up? I think they're just lazy in the morning.
That's definitely what it is. Definitely what it is. Most of the men that I've seen or been with have verbally expressed that they're not morning people, And that has just been always my opposite. I'm just like up all the time early in the morning and most of the time. And I'm not a late person. Like, if I stay up late, way past bedtime, I might as well just stay up the rest of the night because it ain't gonna work. I'll like be oversleeping or whatever, so it ain't gonna work. But I'm a morning person.
So you're just gonna stay up all night.
Yeah.
Just fuck it, 24 hours.
So you know like when you pass that moment of sleep and then you wake up again, like you just pass and then the adrenaline kicks in, like, okay, now I can't go to sleep, so I might as well just be up, you know. So that just makes it worse. Like, I'm still up.
I used to be.
You went to sleep and I'm still up.
Now I don't even know what's the best. I don't know. Just, hit me up just whenever, because I used to be a night person. Now I'm like, after 10 o'clock, I'm dead to the world.
Because you have a very
because I've changed my life around too.
Yeah.
Because before 10 o'clock is 5 o'clock in my brain. But now it's like, I'm sleepy. It's time to call it a night. If you don't catch me while I'm woke, sir, you will have to wait till the next day. No.
I can only dream of those days. Because I just be like, any time of day by day. Like, you said pull up.
I'll pull it up, right?
You said you swerving this way.
That's what I'm saying. Catch me any time of day, because nowadays it's like you better catch me during the middle of the day when I'm woke, because
I wake up. I'll be butt tired. Hello. Yes.
I'm here.
I'm up. I'm up.
Good.
Let's go. I'm up.
I've seen a meme I've seen a meme like that. Was you sleep? I wasn't sleep.
I just fell over asleep.
Really?
I wasn't even deep.
I was just closing my eyes, resting, and then I heard the phone. Then I had heard the phone ring.
Like that really happened. I just fell asleep watching the movie. Like before you called, like 5 minutes ago.
I was just about to call.
I know, like just pull
I'm
up.
up. I'm here. Yeah. Let's go.
What do you need?
What would you like on the menu today? I'm serving pea on a platter. Don't want to say that word.
Listen, we only need a tray. Let's just.
Let's just get it in.
Let's just go. Room. Let's go.
Right, but that's because that's the person that you really enjoy. You're really comfortable.
Right.
And that's just how I be.
Right.
But if I
can definitely tell. Like,
you can tell the difference.
Yeah, like when I'm not into somebody, like I'm like,
so you think I'm about to wake up out my sleep for that?
It's looking at the phone like,
right.
Like, I'm not even trying to like.
I don't even want you to think I'm up.
Like
for real, I done got to the point where before, like, I done got off social media. Like, no, I don't want you to even think that
I know.
I am not active. I am
doing
asleep.
that too. I be like, let me go ahead and click this status real quick.
I am asleep. What happened was my Wi-Fi wasn't loaded, and it loaded later. I'm asleep right now.
It was stuck.
But it was just 2 minutes ago, but I'm asleep. Yeah. No. Do not D&D. Do not.
If you ain't buddy, you get no buddy.
That'd be so funny, because that's why I be like, you gotta know what you like. You gotta know. I think your body even be like, oh, he's around.
Ooh. When I tell you, that's
for real.
Baby.
She be like, I think he's in the vicinity.
Baby, that's some real. When I tell you, I have never in my life until like that had been some real aura stuff. Like,
yes, your body knows. Like,
whoa, this Magneto. Where you
right?
You done came up in here, like,
right?
Kind of.
I'm telling you, I be telling people, your body parts have a mind of their own.
Like, ooh,
they have a whole relationship.
Get myself together. Like I be so like shocked, like, oh my god, like,
yes, that is so true. Like, you really
bad.
just
like,
yeah,
not a bad thing, but a good thing. But it's just like,
right.
Really, this is what be happening. But yeah,
I've learned that. Like, wait a minute, she has a mind of her own, and it's like a radar.
She
like,
really does. Listen. Listen, ladies, she has a mind of her own.
Mm-hmm.
When you get to a certain point, she has a mind of her own.
Yep, she know what she like.
Lie.
You don't even have to let it be
And
known.
you know who she is.
Right. You know.
Yeah.
Her name is she.
Baby girl. She has a mind of her own.
I be like, oh Lord Jesus, you know. The older you people used to say the older you get, the more of this, the more of that.
Honey, I must be in my super prime. That thing's on turbo.
I'm telling you. That's because she was like, yeah,
I
you know.
promise, like,
I know
oh my
what's going
God.
on. I feel the vibe. They feel the energy.
Listen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's something else.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we still gonna have to talk, cause yeah, you seem like you pretty wise in that area.
Yes, I am, girl. Hit me up, girl. You know. You know, I try to tell people I like to, you know.
We're gonna have to have
spread the love.
a slumber party or something, cause baby, I need some lessons.
I be telling people,
some scripts.
you know, you gotta. I tell people, even if I don't care if you have to role play and turn into another person to get it out. Turn into another person. If you're conservative and you're not comfortable, let's put on this wig and let's be her tonight. And don't think about her tomorrow, but today, this is who I am. Tonight, think of a whole nother person. Become that. You know, step out of that comfort zone. Be, you know, I can't think of somebody that I recently talked to. They've been together for years, and he was just like, oh, the wigs, I love them. It's a different person. She and the different wig that she has brings on the different personality. And I'm like, I like it, girl. Yes, because the longer you're with the person, things get bored. You really do have to figure out how to spice it up.
Yeah.
And my thing be like, I mean, you know, if we don't even have to be, it don't even have to be the longer you with me. Just keep on spicing it up and figuring it out, because I am sexually experienced. Mm-hmm. So it's like you have to figure out, okay, what's next? Mm-hmm. Or let's do this next. Or let's try this. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be willing to be open. If that's your partner, you have to be willing to be open with certain things, because you might like something that he might not like, and vice versa. Y'all have to find a common denominator if that's going to be your partner.
Right.
Because you don't want to get to a point where you're coming home like, you just cannot have none. Like, no.
Yeah,
I'm not even finna try to work it in.
Yeah, I don't ever want to feel like that. I hope I don't. If I get to that point, just do away with me. Like, I'm so serious. Like, once you experience great, you don't want to go backwards.
Right.
Like,
Right. That's what somebody just said. Before marriage, do you think you should try to clear your bucket list so you don't want to have to double back?
When it comes to sexual intimacy, I don't think that that's something that should be on a bucket list to be clearing, like to be going back. Like,
well, some people have
I think it over
right,
time.
But some people do have a bucket list. Like, I've heard women say, like, oh, you know, I've never had a one night stand before. Like, that's on a bucket list.
That type of
before,
thing.
Before you get married.
You better do it before me.
Right, you better get it out your system.
They pop up mysteriously when you're married.
Right. You gotta learn how to say no.
Yeah.
It's closed. It's closed. But that's how married people do slip out, men and women, because you're not getting. You do have people that pop up out of nowhere, and it's like you have to learn how to just, you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. The thing about it, what I've learned is if you're pleased in all the kind of ways that you need to be pleased at home or with your partner, you don't even think about nobody else. That's not even a factor to even don't come in my DM, because I'm shutting it down. Don't call my phone because I got the same number since years ago. Block. I don't because that's just the devil. It's temptation. Nope.
Yeah.
This ship has sailed, baby.
So long.
Period. Right.
All aboard.
For real. But I really just, I'm getting to the end, and I wanted to really just talk about this today, because having young siblings, it was just like, my sister was just like, shouldn't you talk about foreplay before sex? And I'm just like, no, I want you to know that is a part of it.
A part of it.
That it should be all the time. If you're sexually active with a person, make sure that he knows what you like, or she knows what you like, so that both of y'all are getting the complete enjoyment out of it. It's no point because really I think I've slept with one person in my whole life who, as a man, just didn't get his every single time. And I'm like, sir, that's your own personal problem. You need to go to the doctor. But it was because, you know, you trying to figure it out on your own for so long, it's hard for you to express it to a partner. Because it's like people can't be honest and tell you, like, oh, I don't like that. Or, oh, I'm not pleased with that. Like they say, a lot of women who use a lot of toys, you make it hard for a man to come in and please you because your body is so... He cannot do what that vibrator can do. Like, seriously, if you're not sexually active and you have to use toys all the time, use your hand. That's what you have it for. Everybody don't even use toys. So it's like, still learn your body and know your body, but people automatically assume, oh, because you're the sex toy lady, you just use sex toys all the time, and that is not true.
Right.
I know my body. I know what I like and what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I've taken out that time to learn myself. Learn yourself when you're bored. You know what I'm saying? It's so many different ways. You can use the shower head to get off. People don't know it, but you can. You don't always have to use a toy. You know what I'm saying? You don't always have to but I really do feel like learn your body and express it with your partner. Never just be not pleased and just not saying nothing.
Right.
Because I know I've had a lot of women be like, oh, I just fake it, or, you know, I just don't say nothing. And I'm just like, that's not even I don't even understand. That's not even in my fake what. I've literally told him, sorry if you don't get off of me. And he was like, what? I'm like, get up. And I'm dead serious. Get up. And if I have to say it again, you're going to get punched.
I definitely had to say that one time.
For real.
I definitely had to say that one time. He was just like...
It was just like, this is a waste of my life.
It was like Tom actually trying to have sex with Jerry.
Right.
Like, it was really bad. Like, sir.
No.
We're two different species. Let's just not. Like,
and I really don't even understand that. But, you know, I have to tell myself everybody is not sexually experienced. Everybody has not been blessed to be comfortable and talk to people. And that's what I'm saying. Like, even as grown women... men, I really don't see men having conversations with their friends about how we would go into detail about it. Like, well, helping them pretty much. Like, I don't know no man who finna tell his partner, help him out with it. Which is sad. They gonna talk about, I did that, bitch, like, did that, They gonna do that, but they're not gonna actually help their partner out. Right. Which is, because I don't understand, you know,
From what I hear, they learn along the way of what to do and what not to do. Because if it doesn't end well, they know that they did something wrong.
Right, but he's not going to ask her, well, babe, what did I do wrong? Or even if I ate your babe and we just smashing, they're not going to ask what happened or what didn't you like.
Because a lot of them aren't really as passionate. Sometimes they...
But it's women. Women are the problem. Yeah. Because I know a lot of men... Like, I could think of maybe 2 or 3 men off the top of my head. I mean, when I say they got women around the corner, but I've had close relationships with a couple of the women that they slept with, and they're like, oh, he ain't even all that. But I'm like, well, why y'all ain't saying nothing then? Because he think he is. Mm-hmm. And I wouldn't know no different.
Right.
I never slept with him, but in my mind, he putting it down because he got women all around, you know?
Right.
And it's like, because nobody has ever expressed it. You have to express it. You got to say something.
Right.
I don't know.
Well, it's definitely a learning process. It was for me, I know. Because I'd be like, trash. Like, I don't even want to explain what went wrong. Just, I don't want to do it no more.
Right. But we do have to start speaking up, though, because...
When it matters.
Right. But even what I'm saying is, I do too. But that's what I'm saying.
Other people. Let them learn that on their own in the field. Like, you and
somebody gotta say something.
Let them say it.
I'm gonna be the one to say it.
I ain't trying to do all this
training. Like, sir, I don't have to sleep with you ever again, but you need to know that thing you just did. No.
Because they ain't gonna tell us.
Right.
They ain't gonna tell us. Like, if it ain't something that's worth working towards anything, they ain't gonna tell us.
I agree.
So, no, you going to be left in the wilderness right along with the rest of them that don't know what they doing. And until somebody really wants you to be like,
yeah,
I need you to get this right.
Right. I need you to. It's important.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I feel you on that. Well, tonight was a great topic. I'm so glad that I asked you to join me.
Yeah.
I can tell you're a little bit conservative. Yes, I can tell. Definitely. I'm not conservative at all. No. So
definitely.
So I can tell I'm like, yeah, I think that'll be a good, you know what I'm saying, middle